Oh, okay.
I'm sure they
So,
do.
so are some of the judges that are prosecuting you, are they gonna prosecute the other judges or the other politicians? Are you guys gonna do that? Judges, you're gonna,
I doubt it.
I doubt it too, because we live in, well, I mean, I live in Crook County, Illinois,
That's it.
and it's,
And I've been there
I mean,
and been used, abused, and transfused.
it's a sad thing, America, but this is happening in the court, not just here in
And you know,
Illinois.
another thing, our court-appointed attorneys, I had a court-appointed attorney because the investigation in the years they chased us and made us miserable, I used up all my money. So I got a court-appointed attorney when I was indicted, and everybody in our case almost had a court-appointed attorney. These poor court-appointed attorneys are afraid to there's limited representation because they're afraid if they offend the judge or anybody else, they won't get appointed again. And that's what happened.
Okay, you heard what he said. Most court-appointed lawyers are afraid. Well,
Exactly.
like I tell everybody in Chicago, in the whole country, if the hand that's feeding you is corrupt, you chop that hand off. Because if you don't chop that hand off, you're just as guilty as the person you're helping out.
You got it.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
guilty, just like the judges.
Missed prison of
You're-
felony.
Yes, you're guilty, and
And when Judge Nargle denied us the right to present any evidence that our legal documents were legal, he committed what is called spoliation of the record. He spoiled the record of that trial.
it's amazing. But I've seen it all. I mean, I've been to federal court, state court. When I was in state court, I had the same thing. The state's attorneys, one lady's, saying that I was threatening, with my hand, what do you call those?
Handcuffs?
Handcuffs. And I was taking pictures of security. And when we went to a sidebar, they knew there was no pictures in the camera, but they were not going to let the jury know that. And they knew that the main thing was for trespassing the state-supported land. They threw that out. That was the main thing, but they couldn't tell the jury either. This system is terrible. Judge Donnelly, Judge Marie Kuriakos, you guys are rotten judges. You guys are rotten, and Jehovah God's looking at you guys. You guys are supposed to be judges, but you know what? As I read the Bible, there's no hope for you guys because you are all greedy people. This is all about money, and
Follow the money.
yep, follow the money. I mean, the money, you can't take the money when you leave. I mean, and when we all leave this earth, we all have to answer to God. And what's your answer going to be? Lawyers, bad judges, bad state's attorneys, U.S. attorney generals, and all those blah blahs. The money can't buy you happiness, made world, but not in the other world, because we're all going to die and we're all going to get resurrected,
Right,
and we're all going to be judged,
right.
not by you guys. Okay, we're not going to be judged by you guys. So, and Isaiah 5:20, you guys are all confused. You guys think that right is wrong and wrong is right. Sorry, you guys got to start into the little black book and start reading, because you guys are tearing apart families. And this has been going on for years and years and years, and everybody looks the other way, and everybody says, "Well, that's the Chicago way." No, that's Satan's way. That is Satan's way, and that's not my God. That's your God. That is true that He is in this world, but for a short time. That's all I got to say about this one.
Okay.
Sorry.
I think I said it.
Okay. I wanted to ask you a question about Pat Gerald.
Okay.
Is he a good guy, or does he cheat?
I think so.
You think so?
I think he did with me. Here's what happened. When I discovered that the raid on our office was instigated by unsubscribed, unsigned affidavits and request for the raid, I notified Mr. Fitzgerald that his underlings were doing something wrong. They were raiding our office without the proper legal foundation. The Supreme Court require, if you're gonna raid somebody, the Supreme Court says, you have to have a affidavit and a request for a raid subscribed and sworn to under oath. And I sent him evidence that our raid on our office, Aegis, was not subscribed and sworn to under oath. I sent him copies of the unsubscribed and not sworn to affidavits. That was in 2004, the raid took place. In 2007, I discovered that a backdated document, subscribed and sworn to, filed with the court. That is a fraud on the court, because it was never done in the first place. And I'm sure Mr. Fitzgerald engineered that. I can't prove it, but that's my assumption, because when I informed him it was done wrong, all of a sudden it was done right 3 years later, from 2004 to, it was done in 2007. And there was a member of my attorney's law firm who went over to the courthouse and looked at the documents in 2007 and saw they were not signed. And then all of a sudden, by miracle, they appeared in 2007 and were signed and subscribed to. Backdated. Fraud on the court.
Wow. Okay, here's another subject I'm going to touch on. Okay, earlier this month, we sent some binders to the 9 justices. Did you see those binders?
Yes, I did. I have a binder.
Okay.
A binder was sent to all of the 9 justices of the Supreme Court, including, who's the provost?
The provost marshal too?
Provost Marshal, and was sent to the Department of Justice investigation of cases. They got one. All 9 of those binders setting out all of the things we've been talking about, the fraud in Chicago. And they went to the Supreme Court justices. 4 of the 9 justices sent them back, but 5 of the 9 justices still are looking at them. And that's where we're at.
Okay.
All the evidence is in front of them.
So the clerks that signed it, I think the clerks, I'm not for sure, for the justices, are those clerks lawyers too?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm not sure, but if you guys are lawyers, naughty, shame on you guys. Okay, so, the 9 justices, you guys know the names of the justices. If you guys do not do anything about all this corruption in Chicago, which is going on all over the world, then America, listen carefully, we're not gonna get no justice in this country.
Amen.
The only people that get justice are the rich. So, us poor people, don't ever expect to get justice. Only when we die and we go to our resurrection when we get judged.
Amen.
But not here.
Amen.
So, justices, do your job. If you don't do your job, go back or quit your job and give it to somebody who's going to do their job. And or not, go back to where you came from, whatever hole you came from. But if you do believe in God, do the right thing. Which I hope you do believe in God, because there is a God here. We do have a God.
No doubt about it. I'll tell you why there's a God. Any moron that says there's no God, all you have to do is look at the table I'm sitting at and ask this simple question. If this table was not created by somebody, where did it come from? If this universe that we live in was not created by somebody, where the hell did it come from? It's as simple as that.
Yes.
Somebody has to create what exists. We have a universe. It exists. Somebody had to create it. I don't care big bangs. If there was a big bang, somebody had to light the bang.
Yeah.
So it's as simple as that. There is a God, and He's a creator, and we're all going to someday answer to Him. That's my
Yes. That's correct.
final statement.
So Ed, one more thing.